Welcome to Mosaic Stories, a monthly video series featuring St. Louis natives and foreign-born individuals exploring their journeys, challenges, and contributions to the St. Louis community.
Hello.
Hello, Ronke. I'm Susan Spitz, and I am a native-born U.S. person, and I'm curious to learn about you. So tell me a little bit about you and where you're from.
Sure, I'm Ronke Faleti. I was born in Nigeria, which is in West Africa. I came to America when I was 11 years old. That was 31 years ago. Or 30, no, 1995. 30 years ago. And I moved immediately to Texas, which I often say is Little Nigeria because it's a lot of immigrants, Nigerian immigrants there. But I made my way to St. Louis in 2008. And so that's about 16, going on 17 years now.
Wow. So what brought you here?
Love and work.
Love and work.
Yes. So at the time, I was in Florida working for a financial services firm, and my boyfriend was in law school here,
Here.
and he promised me palm trees.
Ah,
I knew there weren't any palm trees
is it St. Louis?
in St. Louis. Yes. Fortunately, I was recruited by a financial services firm here, so work relocated me, but love is the reason I came. There's an article, there was a New York Times article that somebody wrote that said in St. Louis, it would take you 7 years to be invited to a dinner party.
Unless you have.
Unless you have children.
Oh, okay.
Unless you have the
Or
children.
the
and-
Mosaic Project.
Or the Mosaic Project. Yes. And so initially, it did feel like a lot of people already had their people.
Yep.
And
I
so-
agree. I felt the same way when I moved here. Yeah. So what helped you get past that to getting to know people?
You know, Mosaic Project is a great organization that convenes people. And I think immigrants tend to find themselves, right? It's kind of like this magnetic attraction.
Yeah.
So I would say initially, somebody invites you to something,
Mhm.
and then you kind of find like, oh, I'm not from here, you're not from here. And I found that through WashU, there were lots and lots of immigrants pursuing advanced degrees, or maybe they were in law school, or maybe they were in med school or doing residency.
Mhm.
And so that was kind of like that initial cohort and community was getting integrated with the people who were not from here.
Right. Yeah, that's interesting because as a native-born person, but not from the U.S., I mean,
Yeah,
not from
not
St.
from
Louis, I had a similar thing. I tended to meet people who were not
Transplants.
from here
Yeah.
originally.
So how did you get integrated, and how did you get in? And how many years again?
I'm
have you
trying to
been?
remember. Yeah, for me, it's been 30 years, so since
Yeah.
1997. But I think I can't remember how I initially got in. I think it was just I met people that
Yeah.
had lived here for a long time, but were not originally from here.
Yeah.
And then eventually I got to kind of get my arms around things.
Do you think you're from St. Louis now? When people
But
ask you where you're
yeah, that's a good question. I
say?
don't know. I don't know. I guess I do.
Do we still say
I'm
I
from
live
St.
in St. Louis?
No, I'm from St.
I'm-
Louis.
I have adopted it. I'm from St. Louis. My
Right.
children are from St. Louis, and I ain't from. Wait, see, as I said that, it felt like I lied. No, in America, I claim St. Louis as home. I would say that. Mm-hmm.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
So, what are some things that make St. Louis feel like home then for you?
Oh, well, my work feels like home. Makes it feel like home. I am an entrepreneur now, and um, so the ability to grow something that didn't exist before, to employ people, to make a difference, make an impact, to plant roots. You know, there's a saying that says, grow where you're planted.
Yeah.
And so I feel planted here, and I feel the opportunity to grow. One thing I enjoy about St. Louis is you can meet anybody. You
Right.
know? It's not, I know the mayor here. I knew the former mayor in the city. It's
Yeah.
not that hard.
That is one of the good things
Yeah.
about St. Louis. I think you've got access to people that have
Yeah.
influence, and you can kind of
And even
Yeah.
on the academic
couple-
space, couple degrees of separation.
Right.
Yeah,
Yep.
1.2.
Right.
Yeah, so That is great. It's home because my home is here. I love where we live. We live in Cribcore,
Oh, nice.
and we have great neighbors. It's pretty quiet. My children are very loud, and we love the schools that our children are in.
That's great. Yeah.
But what makes it home the most is the community we've built. So Korede House was started here in St. Louis a couple of years ago. And what we do is we say we provide a village for people going through major life transitions. And so one major life transition is pregnancy and postpartum. Another is like end of life, menopause, caregiving. So like today, for example, we go in pairs and do postpartum care visits in pairs. And like earlier this morning, I was in a client's house with one of my team members, doing laundry, washing dishes,
Wow.
and holding baby and checking on mom's mental health,
Oh,
doing
wow.
clinical assessments and all the things, right?
Huh.
And so that's what I bring from my culture.
Yeah.
In my culture, there's a real postpartum practice. It's called omugor, and it is a lot of cultures have it.
Yeah.
We don't.
Yeah.
And
I think I know of some other cultures that have something
yeah,
similar. Yeah.
Koreans too.
Mhm.
Yeah, so what we do is it's really from lived experience in America, and not having family around.
Mm.
It is difficult. And you know, they say it takes a village to raise a
Yeah.
child, but it takes a village to raise the person raising the child.
Right.
And we don't really do, especially if you're an immigrant or a transplant, you don't have your people.
Right.
And so we don't really do that. And we're so comfortable with institutions now.
Mm.
Like most things are institutionalized.
Right.
And so we, in our practice, we try to make it feel small. And so we meet women maybe between 26 and 32 weeks. We have 23 doulas who work with us. And
Oh.
so sometimes they will go and meet with mom when she has baby. They'll prepare her. And then we have these family transition specialists that work on the back end. And so
Wow.
on the back end is the postpartum period. And, you know, holding your hand
Mm-hmm.
and helping you breastfeed, helping
Yeah.
you, the things that maybe grandmothers would have done
Right.
that we're just so busy that we're not doing now.
And we also were talking about, you said, you think St. Louis is what, best kept secret.
Oh my gosh, yes. I think it's one of the best kept secret. I mean, you wouldn't know it when you first come in. It takes
Right.
about 3 years, and then you're like, oh my goodness, it's amazing.
Right.
Yes, so why is it the best kept secret? It is extremely easy to get in and out of St. Louis.
Yeah.
There is absolutely no traffic. I don't care what anybody says.
Sometimes.
I mean, like
Traffic.
barely.
I think that a lot whenever I'm trying to go from one meeting in one
Oh,
area
yes,
to
yes.
another. I think I'm so glad I'm not living in another state where there's a lot more
Yes,
traffic.
yeah.
Totally agree with you.
If I drive over 20 minutes anywhere, I'm no longer in St. Louis.
Yeah.
I can do multiple things on the same day. I can go to the zoo. I can go to the park. I can go
Which
to a
is great.
concert, which is, oh my goodness, yes. My husband and I really love theater. And the
Yeah.
theater here, we say, is practically free.
Yeah.
And we're getting the same acts. And so the
Yeah.
same acts that are traveling in the big cities are coming here.
Mhm.
And it's practically free. And, you know, we will lift our Uber to the place and like, oh my gosh, if this was in New York or Dallas or, you know,
Absolutely.
the botanical gardens. I mean, we're big users of the zoo. Our art museum
The
is
art museum.
fantastic.
Mhm.
I just
Yeah.
upgraded to become a member.
Good for you.
And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is also practically free.
Yeah. It is. It's amazing.
By the time, like, if you use just a little bit of the benefits, you
Uh-huh.
know. So all those things are great. And I think it's a city that tries. A lot of places, they might, you know, maybe be rested comfortably in where they are,
Mhm.
or they're not trying. St. Louis feels like it's constantly trying.
Hmm.
It's trying to be better. It's trying with organizations like this. It
Yeah.
tries with, you know, a lot of things. There are constant conversations. Yes, we do have like the divide between the county and the city,
Mhm.
but even that is a conversation of trying,
Right.
right?
I
And
think that's
so
a really good point.
it is.
I think we're
Yeah.
not just, as you say, kind of resting
No,
and
no,
saying,
Laura,
well,
no.
it is what it is.
Yeah.
You know, we're trying to be the best we can be.
Yeah.
You know,
Mhm.
so
That's why I comfortably say I not just I live in St. Louis. I say St. Louis is home.
Yeah.
In America.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel the same way.
Mhm.
Well, that's very exciting. I like
Yeah.
talking to you, like hearing about what you're doing to be a part of making St.
The
Louis great.
fabric. Yes, yes.
Yeah.
And I think the one thing, I think the trying spirit, if there was something I would take back to my country, I think that's what it would be.
Nice.
In my work, we are working on a community garden through SeedSDL. And that's an organization that tries, right?
Uh-huh.
And they have this whole process that feels long, but I understand it better, where you actually involve a few stakeholders and everybody has ownership in it. Well, that's something, because what we have in abundance in Africa is human capital.
Mhm.
And specifically in Nigeria, we have the youngest like population. It's a population of over 200 million people. And I think they say something like the median age is like 19, right?
Wow.
And so we are brilliant people.
Mhm.
And so
Very entrepreneurial.
very entrepreneurial. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like everybody has a shop. Very entrepreneurial. But what we can learn is organizing.
Mhm.
It's that trying. It's that involving multiple stakeholders. And, for our Korede house, we literally have just a little patch. The entrepreneur in me would be like, we don't need 50 voices at the table.
Right.
But would it be sustained, right? Yeah. But when you organize and you try and you involve in a very sustainable fashion, then I think you can create something that outlasts you. And that's a similar thing that I can take back home.
Well, Ronke, I really enjoyed talking with you. Thank you so much.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Thanks for talking with us, and thanks for what you're doing with your organization. That's great. We're really happy. I'm really happy that we are together here in St. Louis.
Yes.
And building
trying.
a community.
And
Yes.
trying. And trying.
Yeah.
You should come. It's a great place to be.
For more Mosaic Stories, and if you'd like to be part of it, visit stlmosaicproject.org.